Hey y'all, this is Amanda and welcome back to my Texas Zone 8A garden. And today we're going to be working in some of these raised cut flower beds. We're going to be removing some spent flowers and adding in some new flowers, including Gomphrena and Cosmos and Marigolds. All right, so we're definitely getting into the hottest part of the summer. A lot of plants are done. My Larkspur's done. My Bachelors Buttons are done. Some of my original Cosmos aren't doing very well. So what we're going to do is we're going to be cutting those all the way back to the ground, and we're going to be adding in some seedlings that I had already started quite a while back, including Gomphrena, Marigolds, and additional Cosmos. So let's go ahead and start with all the spent flowers, cutting those back, and I'll show you what those look like. Okay, to start off over here, we have a whole bunch of Larkspur that is done for the season, and yeah, it looks like I can go ahead and pull most of these up. What I think I'm going to do is actually just cut a lot of them at the base. And the reason being is it's kind of a technique where you allow like the roots to stay in here and then they rot and add nourishment to the soil. Okay, and while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and cut back some of these Rudbeckia just because I want to encourage more stems to keep coming. I left these up a while so they're not as flourishing. These Rudbeckia are pretty weathered, so I won't be bringing them in for cut flowers, but they sure are pretty. They've definitely had some guys munching on them though. And these varieties are Cherry Brandy is the darker one, and Sahara is the lighter one. These are looking really good. It's the Monstrosa variety. As long as you keep these cut, these will keep coming back too. Okay, the next area I want to deal with is the Bachelors Buttons right here. Cut all these back. These were left out long enough to reseed themselves, so hopefully they'll come back next year. I am going to pull this random zinnia too. And then back over here I have Canterbury Bells, and I am going to go ahead and just give them a nice cut back. I don't know if I'm going to get more stems from them or not. Those of you guys who grow Canterbury Bells, you let me know. We're going to give them a nice strong cutback. I like Canterbury Bells, but I found that they don't really last very long in arrangements. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and pull them. I'd rather go ahead and replace them with something stronger and more hardy. I can come back in here and plant some more sunflower seeds, or I have a ton of celosia that's about to be ready. And then I do have some Foxglove that needs to be trimmed back. A few stray zinnias that we're going to go ahead and pull. Okay, so these are some of the marigold seedlings that I started maybe a month or so ago. So I've got them in here, and these are spun orange. and yeah, Marigold Spun Orange. And so these are going pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work them into the soil. I had already potted them up a little bit to give them a little bit more of a chance on their root systems. So we're going to go ahead, put these in the ground. I am adding some plant tone with them. To give them some nourishment. Okay. All right, let's look at what we're going to do next. Okay, for this next part, I've got 2 varieties of Gomphrena. One, I believe, is Audrey White. And the other one, it might be like strawberry cream, something along those lines. I'll put the name in the pictures below so y'all can see it. And we're going to go about the same way. We're just going to go ahead and dig a hole and add plant tone in. And I did start these from seed. They've been growing on for a little while now. They got a great root system down here. Looking good. And Gomphrena do tend to reseed themselves in my garden, which y'all know I'm not against. I'm not against reseeding at all. Those look good. Now in this next section, I'm going to be putting in, this variety is called, where's my little tag? This one is called Giant Dahlia Flowered White. And we've got 5 of these going in. I'm literally dripping. Okay, and then across the back here, I'm going to be doing 3 varieties of zinnias. One is the Queenie Lemon Peach. The next one is Queen Lime Blush. And the last one is Queen Lime Orange. And looks like we've got 11 of those total. And then lastly, I'm going to put in some Cosmos as well. And I'll put the varieties up for you guys to see. And I know I pulled out a bunch of Cosmos. They weren't doing really well. So I'll get some fresh ones in there. Okay, real quick, let's check out a few things in the garden. We do have sunflowers getting ready to bloom. These are all ProCut. I can't recall the exact variety. I'll have to do a little digging and pull that up, but these are all coming along really nicely. I'm very excited to start harvesting some of those. This purple and white bicolored Dianthus is just super pretty. I've really enjoyed this kind of ball shapes. It's very quirky, very fun. The Ruby Moon Hyacinth bean is really taking off. Looking good. The Giant Mission Yellow Marigolds are looking really good too. Okay, so I literally had to move my phone to the shade because it's so hot, and it's the morning. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, but the phone overheated. Good times. All right, I am really glad to get that stuff taken care of. A lot of those were ready to get out. Their pots, especially the Gomphrena and the Cosmos, they were definitely ready to get out. And you can see that it needed a refresh. There were areas that just weren't going to continue to get flowers at this point, and they were definitely going to be dying back for the summer anyway. So it was really nice to clean that out, and I encourage you guys, don't be afraid to cut some stuff back. Just make sure that whatever you're replacing it with is hardy to the heat. So Zinnias, Cosmos, Marigolds, Gomphrena, all of those are really great options. If you have some additional options that are great cut flowers in the heat, be sure to drop that below in the comments and share it with us. All right, y'all, as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know my latest videos are up, and make sure you check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.